2 Premier League records.
I was a legend, and the legend rised tonight. So I think that Henry is one of the most incredible players I've seen this league, and I think TT will be I don't know, proud, but Sergio's the guy. You know, he broke his record, and you know, was a legend, and Sergio, it's the same. Congratulations, we are congratulating him in the locker room, because to score this amount of goals as a French player and I think hat tricks. I don't know how many hat tricks.
12, yeah.
Means you have done for many years a lot of good things.
Is that what makes it so special for you, going past someone as good as Thierry Henry? When you go past someone like that, you realise you've done something special.
Well, I think it should be from Sergio. So when you made this incredible amount of goals and during a lot of years, because you have to be consistent for many years. So an incredible compliment for him.
What makes him so good? I know it's an obvious question, but if you were to pick out one thing, whether it's the finishing itself, the movement, what is it about him that makes him a great goal scorer?
The most important thing is an incredible person. I think you cannot, I believe you cannot achieve this kind of amount of records and goals where you are not guy who loves to be with his mates and about the quality finishing, we know it. So he has to be always fit. So he's a guy who needs a little bit time after injuries or in the preseason to be fit. But he loves to play football, and you know, in the final third, he's a guy who has the goal in his head.
Since you first met him, since you first became Manchester City manager, how has he maybe changed your opinion of him over that time? Because I think when you first came in, people wondered, would he fit, maybe in terms of the work rate, with what you wanted?
No, it was the same. I have a good opinion before I arrive, and of course you have to know the players. Surprised the fact he's an incredible person, and I love to work with the nice people, and he is. And the rest in the beginning, because I try to everybody make involved and play, and sometimes you decide to do what you have to do in different games. Sometimes didn't play, and like Sergio never was in the bench before I arrived here, so some people were surprised by the relation we had from the beginning until so far, until now. It's always was perfect.
Well, he's managed him brilliantly, and there are the numbers that Peter was alluding to. 260 for Alan Shearer, 208 for Wayne Rooney, 187 for Andy Cole, and Sergio Aguero level now with Frank Lampard on 177 Premier League goals. You don't think he'll catch Mr. Shearer? Do you think he'll get into second?
Yeah, definitely. He'll definitely be second. And to be fair, we were just talking off air, Alan Shearer's the greatest ever striker in the Premier League. After that, you got some unbelievable Wayne Rooney, Thierry Henry, Sergio Aguero, Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler, some unbelievable names on there. To even be in that conversation at his relatively young age, Sergio Aguero, just shows you what an asset he's been to this Premier League. And to be fair, the great thing about Sergio is every day in training, he always had a smile on his face. I never, ever heard him moan or complain about anything, even though he's from Argentina. The weather probably didn't suit him at times, but that's probably why I stayed this long, because he had great teammates around him. The club looked after him. He scored those goals, and he's a joy to be around him. Pep said that.
I think he's well paid as well.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure. But he would have got well paid at Barca and Real and anywhere of those teams. Yeah. To keep him this long, for 9 years, just shows you what a brilliant project Manchester City have built, because to keep him through his prime has been outstanding.
Well, Pep says that, doesn't he? He says he loves to play football. And that's what they do. They play football. And if you can play like that, what they've done today, and you kind of imagine this is happening in training as well, it's a joy. Training is a joy. At the end of the day, football is all about having fun. But when it gets to this top level of football, many times, all the fun's been taken out of it, because it's, you have to do this tactically or that. And we work every day on certain things. And, if the players around you aren't good, and you really have to work hard on something that's not working, it's not fun. But I can imagine that they every day playing the short games, the long games, the pressure games. It's fun because they can play, and for him, it looks like someone who needs it to be fun.
Well, he's a record breaker. Now, listen, you've trained with him, you've seen him close up. How good is he?
Yeah, he's special. And I think the one thing you used to realise about Sergio, when you got the ball into him, in and around the box. The way he just shifted the ball with his low center of gravity, you couldn't get anywhere near him. By the time he got it out of his feet and shot, the ball was already in the net. Defenders hadn't even really adjusted to the first move. That's how sharp he was. And we saw it, I think, on the last goal where he smashed it into the roof of the net. It happened so quick. And he gets it out of his feet and he shimmies almost, and he shoots almost all in the same time. And because centre-backs are 6'2", 6'3", nobody can get near him. You know, we think about the goal, that iconic one against QPR. That's Sergio. He always takes a touch. You know, he's on the move and he shoots. And he does it as good as anyone. In tight spaces, with these guys, with David Silva and De Bruyne and Mahrez, the service that he gets, he's just in the perfect team. That's probably why he stayed 9 years, because the service that he gets allows him to get a lot of these goals. And the way Pep plays suits him perfectly.
Yeah, Pep doesn't really like him.
Maybe he doesn't like him off the ball.
No, it's amazing because he's not come out saying it, but he's been trying to replace him, hasn't he? So he's not played him from the beginning of the season, giving somebody else like Jesus an opportunity. And yet he comes back, he bounces back, and he fits into the way that Pep wants to play. And if you look at the way he plays from a goalkeeper's perspective, what we do is we always try to read the picture, what that's developing, and then we take our position and put, you know, the balance of weight on what's going to happen next. But with him, you have no idea. You can't read him. I mean, we saw that in the third goal today. The back lift, it's nothing. He actually kicks it in what you would expect the wrong moment. The first goal he scored, where he takes one touch, then the next. It just all the time challenges you on your position and your balance. And it's just, I mean, my God, what a player he is, and I'm surprised he's been here 9 years. Amazing. 9 years already.
And we just saw him at his clinical best with his 12th Premier League hat-trick to go above Alan Shearer and grab the match ball today.
Yeah, amazing numbers for him. Do you think about what Alan Shearer achieved in this league, greatest score ever? To eclipse him as, you know, the most hat-tricks ever in this division is truly remarkable. I think the one thing that Sergio's worked on is his build-up play. I think he's improved that, but his finishing is undeniable. You know, he might not score a ton with his head or with his left foot, but with his wonderful right foot and the service that he gets from players like De Bruyne, he's... and he don't get many from outside the box, to be fair to him, but that was just... He's a unique finisher, he really is. Once he gets in that position, you just expect him to score, as Riyad Mahrez said.
We put some analysis on there to talk about Drinkwater's position, and you know, in all fairness, we shouldn't. We should basically just talk about these guys, how good they are. That's the one I was talking about before. You know, he keeps all the defenders off balance all the time. Just have a look at Tyrone Mings here, not knowing what's happening. Actually gets a little flick on, deflects, and I don't think the goalkeeper would have saved it had it not been. But that is so difficult to defend against. I mean, here, it's a gift. But here is short back lift, and he absolutely smashes the ball in. The goalkeeper's got no time.
Watch the goalkeeper. This is brilliant, because he hits it so quick and so early. By the time he moves his hands, the ball's in the net already. It's actually unbelievable.
But the goalkeeper here actually does it inch perfect. He waits for it. Wait, you know. Trying to put a little bit of doubt into the striker's head. Where am I going to put the ball? Because I can't, you know, the goalkeeper's static. And that's or more often than not, it's what makes you save the ball, that you've put that little bit of doubt into the striker's mind. But with him, it just absolutely smashes the ball through him.
So his top overseas scorer, as you saw there, has gone ahead of Thierry Henry. Interestingly, 7 of his 12 hat-tricks have come under Pep Guardiola. Has Pep Guardiola even taken him a little bit to another level?
I think Pep wanted him to work more off the ball. And I think when Gabriel Jesus came in, he gave Manchester City that. I remember when they played with Sterling and Jesus and Sané, and they ripped teams to shreds with they were really young and exciting, and they pressed. Sergio's never really done that and never had to do that. I think Sergio's adjusted. And I think actually Pep has adjusted to the fact that, like Company, he wasn't a first choice under Pep. He's almost irreplaceable to the City team. If you want to get to the heights that they want to win the Champions League, Sergio has to start in one of those games. Vincent Kompany earned the right to start. And with that crucial goal, you realise how important he was to the team. And I think Pep, fair play to Pep and to Sergio, they've adjusted to each other. And I think that's what the great ones do.
I think in Pep's time, you can argue that he's added better players that suits his style better, because he's a goal poacher, isn't he? He get the ball in the box, he will score more often than not. So you got players like Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, we talk about Aguero at the moment, but we could talk about him as man of the match for what he did in the period that he was on. You got Mahrez today, he scored 2, but the way he provides as well. You got David Silva there. I mean, he has got players who can actually play him into his strength. And I agree, he's adjusted. We haven't seen him score many goals from outside the box, but he's done that. He did that last season against Leicester. He's done it today. Yeah, I mean, he is just incredible. He won't get to Alan Shearer though in the tally. What is that? 270 he scored.
260.
260. So he's about 90 or 50, 80 back. I don't think he'll get to that.
You didn't go to maths when you were training, did you? We'll come back to those numbers in a moment after we've heard from the Manchester City boss, Pep Guardiola.
What would you say about Sergio Aguero then today?